The lack of proper marketing for their produce has been the perennial concern of many small and medium-scale farmers in Jamaica. However, by utilizing modern-day communications technology, they are now able to display what they produce and at the same time see what other farmers across the island are producing, what product is in demand, as well as potential buyers. This kind of linkage showcases innovation in a dynamic, technology-driven global environment and offers a clear solution to agriculture business information sharing for local stakeholders. Farmers, suppliers of farming goods, and persons who purchase agricultural produce on a commercial basis can help in overcoming some of the challenges the sector faces in this regard by registering under the Ministry of Agriculture's Agribusiness Information System, Abis. Abis is a computer web-based data source being developed by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, as a repository of information that will assist stakeholders to buy and sell produce and forecast key agricultural variables. This system is expected to boost capacity and competitiveness and provide up-to-date information to assist government in policy formulation while measuring the performance of the sector. The Abis project began in 1999 and is scheduled to deliver 4 of 5 component services covering all crops and parishes. They are the Abis Register for all farmers, buyers and suppliers, a tracking system for the activities of farmers and buyers and foreign market conditions, the Abis Trader to facilitate online trade linkages between sellers and buyers, and a technical guide to agricultural best practices.
With the Abis Trader, we allow participants to use the internet, to connect to this application where the farmers can post what they have to sell. The buyers, like a hotel or an export or an agro-processor, will post the information about what he wants to buy. The system will match based on the quality, the price range, and the period of availability. That means when the farmer has it and when the buyer wants it.
The idea of such a system augurs well for creating efficiency and control in the supply and demand for agricultural produce, and could help farmers in making the right decisions as to what to cultivate or rear and when, so as to prevent a shortage or glut in the market and subsequent waste of produce.
It is said that when there is a scarcity of, for instance, tomatoes in the eastern side of the island, sometimes there is a glut of it in maybe south central area. And this relates to just lack of information. How we plan to deal with that is by providing information on where the production is taking place and what levels exist and what time period they will be available. This information will then be available to buyers who will be in a position to not only know where the production is taking place, but by other information that we provide, for example, farm gate prices, which is updated every week. You'll be in a position to make a business decision.
Work on the Abis data network is progressing despite the constraints encountered in the comprehensive registration process for farmers.
In terms of development, we are almost entirely complete in the 5 areas that the Abis is to cover, which is register, tracking, trading, technical guide, and forecasting modeling.
The registration of stakeholders involves the collection of basic information about the individual, his enterprise, as well as activities and best practices.
So if he's a farmer, it's about his land, his cultivation, his livestock, and a basic reading of how well he carry out certain farming practices. By collecting this very comprehensive set of data from the smaller sample, we are able to make some projections about what is happening in very detailed terms to the larger population of farmers.
In addition to farming data, photographs of the farmers are taken during registration. Extension officers later verify the information received, and photo IDs and registration certificates are then distributed to farmers. To date, sites have been prepared and computers installed in all RADA parish offices, which will function as Abis centers for data input. farm registers have been installed on all RADA parish office computers designated for extension officers who have been assigned to help farmers become part of this innovative venture. Farmers can walk into the office serving their area to get registered or to update information on their farming activity or crops. Information is also collected at temporary field registration points by extension officers using a pocket computer, a type of palm or handheld computer. This reduces the time it takes to process data, as it eliminates the need for paperwork and the manual input of data for storage and dissemination. Data collected at temporary registration sites with the pocket computer is simply downloaded to the main computers at the Abis centers. Included in the information that extension officers will collect is a list of problems faced by the farmers. It will also include information on best practices in terms of nutrition, water management, crop protection, and animal husbandry, which is collected and stored for use by extension officers. Under the amended Agricultural Produce Act, it is a requirement that all farmers who intend to sell their produce register under Abis, even if they have been previously registered by some other organization. Registration under Abis offers many benefits. It provides capacity information required to support import protection claims to World Trade Organization WTO and other trade treaty organizations, and is an enabler of programs to expand exports and trace goods.
When farmers are registered and you have a disaster, for instance, with the storm systems that recently passed, it makes the whole process of the relief effort much more streamlined. Because whereas we have to go out now and do an assessment which not only looks into what damage the person incurred, but actually to try and verify if the person did have those enterprises in the first place. If you were already on the register, that information would already have been verified. So all we would have to do in that instance is just go out and assess the degree of damage